season, but against Duke, you've got to try something else. Lil-Way's team, last time that NC State knocked off the AP #1, it was the Duke Blue Devils in 2013. Can they do it again tonight? NC State looking for their 20th win. And we're underway as the Wolfpack wins the opening tip. It could get loud in here tonight.
It should get loud in here tonight. You've got an in-state rival in a very important game for the Wolfpack.
Wonder Copeland, a quick dish, and Van Allen Lubin will finish that. Copeland,
as his team is prepared for the zone on the first possession.
Duke probing that, the 3-2. Foster decides to drive it all the way and lay it in.
And a great.
Here's Boozer with a touch. 23 points, 10 rebounds a game. Trying to fight his way through the zone, and that worked out. Trey Holloman played several years for the Michigan State Spartans. Into the corner for Williams. Got it. And a three-pointer on the money.
That's the necessity.
Holloman on the move. The swing for McNeil. Very dangerous beyond that line. Here's Williams. Got it. The 6'6".
Has he been a part of a Duke team that's as good or better than the one we're seeing defensively right now?
Sorry, the corner swishes that one in. Here's Evans in the open floor to lift it and can't hit. Foster with a big rebound. Saw right way, got a good look, and he hit it. Shot clock down to 7. This is something Virginia had a lot of trouble with at Cameron Indoor on Saturday. Down to 2 now. Copeland elects to pass it. Here's Williams. Got it! Picks that one off. He's had an excellent season. Abel from the corner swishes it in. They're hitting their threes.
OB, this game alone, but it's the beautiful vision. And more importantly, OB, his teammates know they're going to get the basketball. So they're locked in and ready to shoot.
Shot clock is down to 7. They'll scoop it and miss. On the run out. Here's Sarr to attack and lay it in. Nice adjustment at the end.
To really affect Sarr at the rim.
He has 8 points already. Even on the baseline, leads it out nicely, and Lubin with the finish.
From the field, a lot of it is because he gets a number of nice feeds just like that from Matt Abel.
Evans way downtown, yes!
Molly, that's one thing about QC. He's going to talk. He doesn't matter if it's to his own bench, if it's the Duke bench, whoever. He is going to be talking the entire game. A very vocal player.
Aren't we all, by the way, under 10 minutes to go?
Not you, my friend. Well, everyone but you. You need no heritage.
One thing I got going on right now. Emenya trying to dump it down low. Boozer off the fake. Hit again, and he made that one.
Possession right in front of Will Wade, and he wasn't happy about it because now this puts you in a position to...
So not quite as hot as he was against Virginia on Saturday. Pretty move by Abel, who has 7 points.
Versus Miami and versus North Carolina in this building, but he struggled since then.
Boozer, picture perfect, the catch and the follow through.
No struggle for this freshman. I mean,
freshman from Baltimore at his best game at the college level against North Carolina on February 17. He had 19. There's Williams right back at it.
But that's what Williams can do. He can make plays off the bounce as well. Duke to make a mistake with the full court pressure, but if they don't, then you know you get back to your responsibilities in that zone.
Pass interrupted, but a nice job by Arsenault to collect it.
But Duke has been able to step up and knock down some threes, which has allowed them to build the 5-point lead.
Boozer in the lane, banks it up, and they're going to count that on continuation. They will.
Tries to do it for 40 minutes. John Shire is going to make sure that he has something to get Boozer going, and just right there, floating to the open spot.
A nice sense for the Wolfpack on their home floor court. A little bit of a danger zone.
It is that, and especially when you consider. We talked with John pregame. Sorry, Coach Shire. We talked with him pregame, and he talked about how his 2 best playmakers could be his big men.
Got that basket. That's going to be goaltending.
To Raleigh, there were a lot of people who were still remembering the conversations and the talking, but they have learned to love him here in Raleigh.
Over the top, Boozer will finish that. The swing for Lubin. He's denied initially by Caden Boozer, but recovered to lay it in.
But sticking to it, the Wolfpack have gotten a few free throws, but haven't really been able to take advantage of them. Now 2 of 6 from the free throw strike.
Good ball movement, and the swish from the corner by Sarr.
In college basketball, and really raising his draft status with that.
Strong move going to the left hand for Copeland. Caden Boozer. Out of the corner, and a swish there by Jimenez. Chance for a heave, but they don't get it off, and that's the last shot before halftime.
They will continue to utilize zone defense the entire second half, telling me they just can't match up with Duke physically and man. And he stressed the importance of better perimeter defense and told his team.
The other thing Caden Boozer has done, he's drawn 5 fouls. So cagey there, the dunk. Big time play by Sarr, who's up to 16 points. He's had a tremendous night. Building completely sold out tonight. It's been really silent. And Boozer adds to that silence with another bucket, give him 13.
To try to avoid him picking up that 4th foul.
Just had a terrific game at South Bend in a losing effort. 24 points, 10 rebounds. Here's Evans. Yes, sir. 56-32. Sarr picked up the foul. Long distance, and that'll rattle home by McNeil. We have not called his name very often, only 3 points.
Against Virginia, we watched them do it against Cole Serta, against Notre Dame on last Tuesday. So their defense is good to take away the #1 out.
Boy, Gungbo with a tough shot. And it made this place really quiet. Evans will launch, and it'll rattle in. 12 points.
At Madison Square Garden, SGA is back, and of course, that's where all the guys put on a show, like Malik Brown is putting on a show.
It's impossible to do. You should get some credit. Reed, nice move over the shoulder to lay it in.
And this is a young man that Will Wade trusts so much. Came with him from NC State. That's what North Carolina did in the first half of that game. And you know, that many Caleb Wilsons running around. Right. So Caleb Wilson had a lot to do to the 2018-2019 year in the ACC, where the ACC had 3 #1 seeds in the NCAA tournament and the eventual national champion.
Boozer, nice feed, and a slam by Gungbo.
And how many times, Obi, have we talked about the interior passing, whether it's that is truly elite level coaching. And John Shire's been able to do that with McDonald's All-Americans. And I made a comment on Saturday that a lot of people took exception to when I said it is harder to coach talent. But if you ask Coach Seth Greenberg, sitting in the studio right now, wow. Well, I was told that the colors are hit, but my director must have forgotten I'm colorblind. So that means nothing to me. So that will be a consolation prize for the fans here at Lenovo Center this evening.
Say there's something tonight. Tough shot by Williams. He drops it in.
Next morning, and Boozer really moves through the world like a professional, prepares like a pro, and said he learned from one of the best in his dad, Carlos Boozer.
The first time I watched him, he went head-to-head with Cooper Flagg as Caleb Foster was able to knock down the 3. And when I tell you, these guys are 14 years old, and Cooper's twin brother, Ace, they were the stars in that game.
Foster with another 3 opportunity, but not this time. Rebound cleaned up again by Boozer.
There are multiple players on this Duke team that can get it. That's one.
Yep. Oh,
that was #1 in the country, went to the Final Four. And he was, if maybe their best defensive player on that team, because they struggled when he got injured.
So under 3 to go in Raleigh. Abel turns the corner, lays it in. But they're not going to beat North Carolina and Duke. Laid up and in by Jimenez on the drive, and Duke gets to Reed to drive it. The shot clock winding down, and they'll get the lay-in by Moussa Sanye to get underway. Obviously, Duke is going to be a giant favorite as #1 team in the country, and they will have the undisputed top seed in the ACC regular season championship under their belt.
But also, Miami has bigs, they have guards. I believe they can compete with the Blue Devils. I don't know if they can beat them. They're physical. And I would love to see them have a chance to play this year.
So that triple at 5.6 seconds. They needed a lot more of those from McNeil and company. And Duke will win this one going away 93-64. And tonight's player of the game brought to you by Voya. Dame Sarr with a terrific game, 16 points.
Dame Sarr really got it started for the Blue Devils in the first half, knocking down 3 threes and was very effective on the defensive end, as he always is.
Duke taking care of business. They clinched the outright ACC regular season championship back-to-back years.